But listen,
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no
Listen,
problem
I'm not
with me,
disputing that. But I'm just saying that these people still have a problem with you. But they just
wish they did.
They just don't have.
They don't.
They just don't have.
Chucky, they don't. They have a misconception of what a problem is. When I see these people, they speak to me and everything's normal. If I've got a problem...
All right. You're taking the literal sense of problem. So they don't have a... They don't hate you, but they might have a problem with something you've said. However, they might not come to you about it because they might feel that you're not going to listen to them.
Again, it's not a problem. They just don't understand what I've said. They've interpreted it for whatever they want. Maybe the very few minority. But every time someone's like, you said this, and I'm like, what did I say? They're like, I'm like, didn't say that. I said this, and this is what I meant. There's no problem.
Yeah, well, this is it, and that's
why.
But that's why I say, but that still doesn't disprove what I'm saying. Because what I'm telling you is that they will message me, but then I say to them, tell him this.
But they can't. They have a problem with themselves.
No,
they do.
Just no.
They think they have a problem with
bro. Listen. Sometimes some people will not go to the person that they have a problem with what they said because they think that if they come to you, you're not going to listen. So they come to the person who they think is going to listen. The person who's going to listen. Wait, let me finish. So the person who is going to listen then says to them, "Why are you telling me? Tell him."
And do they tell me?
I don't know.
No. So what I'm saying to you right now is...
Or maybe because they think you've got 100,000 followers and you're never going to see it.
There's just no point telling me. What are you looking for?
What are you looking for?
Where the fuck is it? I can hear it.
That's mad. I can hear it all in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking for a phone.
But you
that's vibrated.
Later, man.
Okay, boom.
Mad.
Yeah, I have no problem with me, man.
No.
Yeah, but like
Man giving me orange.
you are in. We're looking at problem in a different sense. I'm not saying that these people have. If
That's
they
why
saw
we
you
gotta
on the
look at it
street,
for what it is.
when people look at you when people come to, like, I don't think it's that deep. But sometimes in a
That's
conversation,
what I'm saying to you.
We think
in
things are
the
a lot
industry,
deeper.
people have stopped speaking to me. That's a problem. I go to say hello and they turn their back and walk away and pretend they never saw me. See, that shit is trash. If you got a problem, so to the point where I am ruining your day and I'm not even there, just talk to me when you see me, or forever hold your bloody peace, cuz. These people that claim they have a problem, they don't have a problem. I've said something, they don't understand it. When they talk to me, they understand it. Hey, presto, everything's nice. They have a problem with what they think I've said. That is not a problem with me in any capacity, because I haven't said it. And there's so many examples of that.
But in a way, I kind of respect that, though. Because
What's that?
I'd rather you just don't talk to me and walk away from me, and don't talk to me at all, instead of, oh, you're right, Miles,
No, but
how you doing?
but-
yeah, but
Miles,
that's the
sorry,
thing.
stop it.
It's not
Miles,
a problem.
stop it.
So that's what he's saying. It's
Let
not
me
a
stop you.
problem.
Sorry, let me stop you right there, Chucky. Don't do that. And I hate when people do that in life. You don't have two options. Don't say to me, oh, I'd rather you just be, not talk to me, than say, oh, hello. Fam, there's bare options, cuz. If you got a problem with me, come and talk to me about the problem, and then make your decision based upon the truth, and then we go our separate ways. Don't do that. Don't do anything else.
Address the problem.
But when
that's trash.
See when you do a
That is
podcast,
trash.
right? You see when you do a podcast,
trash.
people are listening to a conversation, right? So when they're listening to a conversation, you usually get three types of people. You get one person who, especially if you're having a debate, you have one person who agrees with A. You have one person who agrees with B, and you have a person who is just impartial and they're just listening. Yeah. Now what happens is sometimes for some people, they might not agree with A, right? They don't have a problem with A. They just might not like this one sentence that they've said, or their stance, or their opinion on a certain thing. Yeah, or their approach of whatever it is, yeah. Now, depending on the type of person and how their personality is set up, sometimes determines whether they are going to come to them with it or not. Because for some people, they might be a bit more approachable than others. Do you get me? So if you're looking at the context of us, I think that sometimes with some people, whether they are right or wrong, whatever their opinion is, I think that maybe for some of them, they might feel that I'm a bit more approachable on a certain subject than Poet is. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why they might come to me and say, oh, you know what, you should have said this, or I don't like Poet said blah, 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 blah. But then I just go back and I just say, I hear you, but you know what? Send him this, because this is not for me. Like, only send me stuff that you are going to challenge me on, or that you're upset with me on. Don't come to me with an issue with what he said. He has Twitter, or he has Instagram. You hit him up and you message him. All right, yes, he's got 100k followers or whatever, and he's got but you never know though, because he's active. He's active.
I'm active.
He's active.
I've
He's
seen
active
a lot.
So message him. You get me? And
But
you might
like
get a
you said,
response.
they might not like the response. He gives them all the answer.
Of course,
he's gonna
yeah,
give
yes,
them back.
you're right.
I'm just honest with you.
Yeah, of course.
I just don't think there's any problem. It's like the problem probably lies within themselves. It's them. If they change their perspective and how they are, they'll look at it and be like, "Wow, maybe he means." They'll see it from so much different. They won't even have anger or animosity.
I do disagree with that,
One
though.
sec. I can
To a
finish.
certain-
So, and I just don't think there'll be any issue whatsoever. If I say something personal to you,
Yeah.
I totally understand why, as a man, Miles, you'll be offended. If I say, Miles, you're a prick, that's when I can say, yeah, you've got a problem with me because I've done something directly to you. If I'm having a conversation with somebody else and we broadcast this conversation off and it's not anything directly to do with you, you can't have a problem with me in any capacity.
But you can not like what you said.
Yeah, they might
That
not like
doesn't.
your
That's
opinion.
that's different to a problem, and that's
But
what
that's
I'm
what,
saying.
that is,
exactly
yeah,
what I
yeah,
just said.
yeah.
Alright, cool. So
That's what I'm saying.
Alright,
So
cool.
like,
In
for
that sense,
example,
cool.
like
Yeah, I
I watched
you.
Brilliant Idiots. Yeah, there was a period of time where I didn't like Andrew Schultz's opinion or his stance on I don't know, like racism and police brutality and certain things in it, yeah. But when I'm watching this conversation, I feel like I'm in the room, but I'm in a room, but I'm not able to, you know, like being in a room, but there's a glass there and I can't, I'm shouting, but I can't,
Wait.
they're not listening to me.
Question,
Do you get what I'm saying?
Is
But
that guy white?
yeah, he's white, yeah.
See, I can understand why you'd have a problem
Yeah,
with
but
that as
either
well.
way, the sentiment
I can
is,
understand that.
either way, the sentiment is that, okay, yeah, well, all right, that's good.
see where I'm coming from?
It's good that you
I
said
can-
that. Because
I can
even
understand
then,
that.
we could use the same argument with a woman. So sometimes we have a conversation about women, and sometimes women will message me because they feel like there's no woman in the room to represent what
from a
they're
woman's
saying. So it's the same thing. They don't have a problem with you. They might just have a problem with your stance on your opinion.
But
So
if-
when you feel like, when you're listening to a conversation and you feel like you're there,
Yeah.
but there's a glass and you can't, you just want to say it doesn't mean that there's a problem with them and there's an issue with them. They just might not like what you said.
Alright, Chucky, let me throw it
Doesn't
again
mean you're
to you.
wrong.
Let me just throw you again because I listened to what you said.
It's like tennis.
Very rarely will I speak about something that I will not have a personal experience with. Very rarely. So I'll never have a stance on something that I have no involvement with. I.e., if I don't know anything, if I'm a white middle class guy or white anything, and someone's talking about racism from the perspective of a black person, you would never hear my opinion. You would never hear me say anything. So if a woman has a problem with me because of my personal experience within a situation, that in my mind makes no sense. Because I'm not saying all women are like this. I'm not even suggesting that she's like this. I've given you an example of a personal experience I've had with a female, and now this has drawn me to have this conclusion. You can't have no problem with that because it's got nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. So if you take a problem with that, that's your problem. There's nothing to do with me. I've not said anything about you.
Maybe they've
I've not
just-
drawn. They have a problem within themselves. Trust me.
Or they've
A lot
just
of people do.
experienced
I disagree.
similarities
I
of what you-
disagree on the notion
But how
that.
can you can't experience what I've experienced. You weren't there.
Yeah, of course.
It's
Not-
personal. I'm never gonna say.
Do you know
"I've
what?
had
Maybe-
experience with this
maybe-
girl." Every single girl
Alright.
that was like that.
Yeah, but they
It's
could have been in that
you.
situation.
Exactly.
I get
Can't, 'cause
Exactly.
you're not me.
Yeah,
Of course,
you
no,
know
we-
that.
Now, do you know the only person that can have a problem with that situation? The other girl. If she comes and goes, "Poet, you fucking liar," boom, 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 I can be like, I see why she has a problem. Do you know why? Because, big man, she was there. But another gal that wasn't there. This doesn't make
But you could,
sense.
you could still,
She don't
say,
have
you
a
could
problem
still
with me.
say something. Yeah, you could still listen to a conversation
Yeah.
and not agree with what that person says, and it doesn't mean that it's about them. They might just not agree with what you said. So
And
even
that's
though,
cool.
even though you've broken down this particular thing, I'm just giving you an example of two people sitting and having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We watch people do this all the time. Politicians do this stuff. Fucking YouTubers do it, whatever it is. If I disagree, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a problem within me. I just watch stuff sometimes and I just don't agree.
Yeah, of course.
You can watch people have a conversation and not agree and it not be about you.
All right, so how did this conversation start?
What conversation?
This conversation started off the basis we was talking about people that have a problem with me.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
I
of
said
course.
to you, in the industry, I fully understand people have a problem with me. You said, no, I get, and you describe people as civilians or whatever. I answered you, they never have a problem with me. That's where I get most of my support. And because of the
Oh, of
support I
course.
have just everyday people, because that's what I feel I'm a representation of, an everyday person, people in the industry have to support me. Because half the people in the industry, if not more, are not representations of everyday
Of course.
people. Half of the industry glorify their lifestyle on Instagram and Twitter and so on and so forth to disengage themselves from the normal 9-to-5 man. Go to my Instagram, cuz it's just about me
Yeah,
and
of
my
course.
family. So I am a representation of the people. So the only individuals that have a massive problem with me are people in the industry. That's their world. Not the man that goes job center every fucking Wednesday.
Do you know
I'm
who they are,
beside him, chatting with him. Wagwan, how are you?
Do you know who they
I'm
are?
really out here. Do I know who they are?
Yeah.
Bag of them. Of course I know what a bag of them are. But
Alright, let me ask you a question. Would you approach them?
would I approach them?
Would you approach them and say,
But
I know
why
you've
would
got a
I?
problem.
But why would I?
So it's dead then.
No,
Yeah.
that's why I don't care. But I don't think it was just about me saying I know I don't really have a problem with people in the streets because I am one of them people in the streets.
I am
I can
the
be.
streets.
I'm multi. No, not the streets. I'm not the streets because there's some crazy things happening over there. I'm not involved. But one thing I will say is, it's like what my pups and my uncle used to say to me is that no matter how much money David Beckham makes, he's always going to be a working class man. And I never understood that. And it's only when I hear what David Beckham is doing and how he carries himself and all of that, blood, he's still out here in the streets. He will still go and do a video with the youth them somewhere and just keep it so authentically David Beckham because essentially that's who he is. That's the foundation he's built.
That's what he's grown
But
up.
you get another brother who's grown up in a whole different world, like half of these people that come into the industry, when everyday things happen that happen in the street, they don't get it. What do you mean you were robbed? What do you mean this person got stabbed? Oh my God, this is terrible. And I'm not saying it's not, but big man,
It's normal.
this is normal.
But
So
in a way, that's
you should
sad,
be able
though.
to. Of course, it's sad, but if we can't move away from the truth, it is what it is. So
is what it
I
is.
never have a problem with the people that are going through the everyday struggles because guess what? I still go through that now, regardless of my wage and all of
I
that.
think you might have missed. I think
you
said what I
worded it
said
wrong. Yeah.
because you probably thought that. But what I said is everybody that is a civilian that listens to this podcast has a problem with you.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that as well. I didn't. I made it very clear.
just all I was saying is that there's a small group of people every once in a while, and it changes. I don't get it twisted. It happens to me. I get people that message me all the time telling me you said this or you said that, but I get messages about you. But then I'm like, don't come to me with this.
No,
Don't
and
go.
I understand
But the
your
thing is,
thoughts there.
but what I'm saying is as well, yeah, is that just because that they have a difference in opinion on you and that they feel so involved in the podcast doesn't necessarily mean that they have a problem within themselves. They just didn't like what you said.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't mean
but
that
you
you're
might-
wrong
yeah,
though.
but hear what I
It
said
doesn't
to
mean
you.
that you're wrong
It's
though.
because of the way you worded it. That's the reason why I said
Okay.
that. Remember, the conversation was this. I said, I don't even know why everyone just thinks I'm a troublemaker. I'm not. I just am who I am. Rare. When we look at it, two people have come down to the podcast and it wasn't because of me. Giggs came because of you. Krypton Conan came because of you. Ain't no one come because of me. So really and truly, ain't no one really got a problem with me in these streets.
There's a bag of
because-
civilians that want to come because of you though.
But they do really want to come.
You know what it is?
They
They
just
do
want to come
want-
because they want to come on the
Nah, I think
podcast.
they would.
I don't think it's about me.
I think there's a couple that.
The thing
really
is, you know
would.
what it is? Your pros, not your pros, but as in pros eventually become cons. So you want to come and sit with Paul because you want to come sit with
And
Paul.
you wanna challenge
But
him.
then when you get to a certain point, you're just like, ooh, can I come and sit with Paul?
Yeah, you get
I
swallowed
tell
up.
people all the
Because-
time, sitting here
It's different.
and when we have
It's
a disagreement
different.
is
It's different.
so different to listening to it.
Yeah.
Because when you're in it, it's different.
Yeah, of
Do you get what I'm saying? So you as a person can sit there listening and you have the, do you know what it is? You have the pleasure of pausing. So you like, there might
Yeah.
be, there's a conversation going on, you pause that and you're digesting that. I didn't like what he said there because, or this is inconsistent or this is that or, but I can't pause nothing.
Yeah.
Poet can't pause nothing
Yeah.
I say.
It's-
So if we have
it's
a conversation,
that chair as well,
we're in
specifically
here.
that chair.
So you
If
might
you're
sit
over
here
here-
and say, you might sit here and think that
Yeah,
you want to
nice.
come and sit down next to man
Yeah.
and have a conversation, but you're not always ready for that.
If you pick the leather sofa, you might survive it.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
as in that cream sofa gets.
Gets people, and this is why I tell, like I say, enough time, which I said we wasn't recording then, but I said enough times I've invited people say, oh, invite girls, like girls need to come and blah blah. I invite girls all the time,
And don't turn
and
up,
they
man.
don't come. They either busy or there's something that's come up or
Their
whatever
man's
it is.
told them
The
don't
only
go.
person that comes, do you know what? The only person that
man.
comes,
Savage
Shut
dance
up.
there.
exactly.
I heard he's buff.
Do you know what? The only girl, the only
6'2".
woman who has never given me any type of excuse ever is Julie.
Julie. I knew he was going to say Julie. I knew it.
I could ring Julie and Julie will tell me there and then, or she might there might be some type of alteration, but she'll hit me and we can have some type of dialogue.
Do you know what? Is it just me though? I don't think that she thinks typically like a girl.
Dan, you see, I've met
You know what I'm
Or a
saying?
human.
She's a unique.
Yeah.
Or a human.
She's
No,
a unique
she-
thinker.
yeah,
She's
she
a
just-
unique
she just-
thinker.
She just seems like
Yeah,
the kind of
she's
person
just a
that,
sick person,
like
bro.
if Chucky said, "Oh, Julie, can you come down today?" If I'm doing something, she'll check. Yeah, I can, and she'll generally come. You know,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people like they'll say it just because it sounds good at the time.
Or some people ask to
Yeah,
come.
yeah.
Some people ask to come with not really the intentions of really coming.
I'm coming, yeah.
Like, what's the subjects?
What did we say 2 weeks ago about people? If we start charging people to chat, they're gonna say
this is it.
they're gonna say what's important. When I text Jamie, can you come, fam? Do we have what?
Yeah,
Subs.
Subs, like what,
ain't
in pirate radio?
This ain't
You weren't around in Callum, fam. You're just trying to be involved in the culture. Fam, what was I saying
That's
to
another
you?
thing. Go on,
Julie and Jamie are the best.
Yeah, of course.
Jamie would just tell me straight, I've got a video shoot, I can't come.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. Sorry, big man. Respect, one love. People will say I'm round the corner.
I know all of that.
The
Phone
signal.
off. Phone off.
But we've all done it. We've all done
No,
it.
Yeah, do you know
Alright.
what? I've done it still. I'm not gonna lie.
Pearl, you've shagged someone in your life.
No, not like
checked
that.
someone.
I'm up front. I'm up front.
I don't like to
I
shag.
can't imagine.
I don't like to
Purr
shag
shagging.
people. I
Don't
don't
like that.
No, like I like to shag my friends. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
shag
I
your
shag my friends a lot. Like I say, I'm coming here.
Oh yeah, that's a bit different.
Yeah,
a little
but
bit.
then you see, if I arrange to be somewhere, I'm there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I am never premeditating shagging someone. I'm sorry. I will just
Yeah.
ignore you. We'll never even get to the point where you ask that question. Where we have to arrange.
It's not premeditated, but sometimes when you shag some people with certain situations,
I
Have
plan
you
my
shagged a girl?
shags.
Have you shagged a
I
girl?
plan my shags.
Have you shagged
I
a
say,
girl? Have you
let-
planned to meet
yeah.
a girl and shagged her?
100%.
Yeah, I have.
100%.
Are you serious?
You've never shagged a girl,
6
Purr?
years ago.
And do you know what? I believe him. You know,
No, if I'm not
because
on
he's
that.
he's set up. He's
different,
not
innit?
set. Yeah, he's
You understand, yeah?
Set up.
If
Oh,
I
where
plan-
are you? I just don't want to see you again today.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I can imagine him doing
last
that.
night when I was talking, it seemed like a good idea, but today it just doesn't really
Yeah,
sit.
and it doesn't make sense.
I'm just
And
gonna
I thought
chill.
about it, and it
So-
doesn't make sense. And I took it to this capacity,
See?
and I thought, you
And it's
know
be
what?
like, so what you doing now? I'm just on my sofa, chilling with my boy Mitch, and we're watching YouTube videos.
Yeah, exactly.
So why are you
That's my
phoning me?
thing.
Then you tell the truth.
That's
Then you
right.
tell the truth as to why you're
Listen,
shagging
I've
her.
done that whole
You
thing.
just
of-
bashed.
Oh yeah, there's that.
The post-bash
Do you know
shag.
what? Can I say this as well? Yeah.
That's it.
yeah.
The
Sorry,
post-bash
Chucky,
shag.
Chucky, sorry. Jamie said a tweet. I think it was like 5 years ago.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's my bias. That's my bias.
Yeah, but it's not reckless. It makes sense. He
Go
said,
on.
have a bash
And then make your decision.
and then make a decision.
I was
Your
about
decision
to
will
say
be
that.
informed.
I was
Yeah.
about to say
The
that.
clarity after
Yeah.
a bash, it's a madness.
It keeps it for me personally
It's a
in
madness.
my time of like after, because I had a period where I was a bit mad or whatever.
What?
Yeah, then I came out of that period. Yeah, I was going through a bit of a stage. Yeah, but I came out of that period and I felt like bashing kept me an honest man. Seriously, it kept me honest, because then sometimes, yeah, see that sexual frustration has you doing things that you wouldn't really,
Yeah.
you may not want to do.
Yeah.
Or you think afterwards, why did I do that?
Yeah.
So after that, you get the clarity on whether this is what you really want to do.
Or whether it was just the moment.
Yeah,
Bashing
exactly.
stops moments.
You
Yeah,
lot are
exactly.
so right, man.
I'm just gonna ask a girl. Does girls go through this? Because I've never thought about it.
I can ask someone.
Yeah,
Girls
yeah.
go through this
Fair enough.
after they've had like an orgasm or they've masturbated. Do they have like does that make sense?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I know what you lot are saying is right, because basically,
I've never thought, but no one's ever asked. You know what I'm saying? We know because we just said we keep
you
it
know
to
what
ourselves.
porn the most? When I'm in a relationship.
Mad thing.
That makes
Really?
sense. It makes sense.
Because basically, I go through a time.
Babes,
Sorry.
Hello.
you're right. Listen, right, you're on loudspeaker, and we're
Okay.
recording a podcast.
Hello.
So we're looking for your honesty.
Please
All
be honest.
the
Okay.
Chucky's girls just love
Jeez, they
conversation.
could just pick up.
Yeah, I got friends that like to just have conversation. This is my brethren. So alright, so basically, yeah, we was saying that because we just need a female's perspective, and obviously you being you.
You went H-Town on her, innit?
Isn't it?
The thing is, this is.
Alright,
Listen,
come
I
on.
got.
Alright, you ain't got no one around you, have you? Like
No,
young
no, no.
ears.
No.
Alright, so basically we was saying that like see like masturbation for a man, yeah,
Yeah.
it keeps like us an honest man, because then I know, like say I'm gonna go and meet a girl, yeah, or say like
Yeah.
I'm just feeling like I'm just on that vibe, whatever. Now I'm gonna go and link this girl, whatnot. But then I have a bash. Then afterwards I realize, you know what? I don't even like this girl, and I don't even really want to link her. Yeah, do you get me?
Yeah.
Do women have that same thing? Like that? Do you know, in your personal experiences or through your other female friends, have they ever like gone to link a guy, masturbated, and then kind of felt like, do you know what? I don't even really want to link him anymore.
I feel like I need to call a friend.
Oh, so you don't know? That's never
Like,
happened to
for
you.
me, yeah, like I've got like that, but like not in that scenario. But it's just that I might have an urge that we get the urges.
Yeah.
Done what I'm doing, over it now. Don't wanna fuck anyone.
Oh, so yeah, so it is kind of we're set up the same then.
Yeah.
It's a human
In
thing.
my past, I can't speak for every female, but for me, once I've done that, no, I'm not on it anymore, or I'm not bothered, or I'm not as on it as I was before.
Okay.
See, some girls
I'm
can
kinda thinking
nut and
clearly
then
and
wanna nut
logically
again,
again.
and then wanna nut again.
Oh wait, one second. So one sec. Say that
Some
again.
girls nut and then they like it kind of spurs them on. They want to nut again and again and again. Whereas
Yeah.
once,
Then it's a bit
once we
different.
nut, I feel like, or
It's done.
Sleep, innit?
but it's done. As
It's
in,
done.
it's done.
No, it's not sleep, but
It's
you just
done.
done.
I'm thinking
But
it's
then when I've
constructive
spoken
now.
to females, like I've spoken to you about this before. I'm different. Like I don't know. Like once I've done it once, I'm kind of like done. But then I've got friends that'll be like, even during sex, they will come several times and they'll still want more.
That's
But I don't know if it's
This
the
is
same,
outrageous.
they're just doing it themselves.
Selfish.
That's selfish.
That is low key selfish.
That's
actually.
very selfish. What can I
Isn't
do?
it? What can I? At what point can this stop now? Then?
Yeah.
You're
Like,
just
what
the
point?
wrong man. That's all it is.
It's the what?
Except you're the wrong man.
You've
You're the
just
wrong man
got
for
to
that
roll
job.
over and go to sleep.
The thing is, it's a bit
Accept
mad.
it,
It's
cuz.
because how
No,
can you nut and
seriously,
keep the
because
same
it's happened
mentality?
to me, and obviously I've explained that I can't, like, that doesn't happen for me during sex. So it kind of makes me still want it, even if the guy is done. And then it's kind of like, okay, I've just got to accept that it's not going to happen for me. So either I finish myself off, or I'm really pissed off and I'm hurling abuse at them.
Okay. Do you know what?
Nice and motivated.
Just exactly. Do you know what? Yeah, I remember time ago as well. This girl told me that like when she was in a relationship with her boyfriend or whatever, he used to get pissed off because after sex she used to always finish herself off. And at first I didn't really get it, but then I thought, yeah, I could kind of see why he would be a little bit annoyed about that still.
Yeah, but
Got to do it.
then it's like,
Because that
I
make
have
you know what
I
that
have that
I think in
issue.
some sorry to interrupt
That's-
you,
I
but
agree
in
with
some
you.
way
Yeah.
doesn't that make like you feel a bit, or as a man feel a little bit inadequate a bit?
Yeah, a bit less massive.
Like you're just laying down the thing now, and then all of a sudden, I've finished now, and then you're there just playing with yourself. So who are you thinking about? then?
I take it at some point we've all been in that situation where we've nutted first. Yeah. I've only ever been there maybe less than 5 times in my entire life, but it's a lonely place, that man.
I've been there
that
bare
place,
times.
right?
Yeah,
where
some
you're having to
bullshit.
wait or contribute. The worst is when you have to contribute. You've nutted
Oh,
already.
That's the key as well, because otherwise
So hold on,
I've
wait.
been-
Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to just get a bit more clarity on this. Are you telling me that in those times, yeah, where you've done that, you've just
Yeah.
no, I'm not talking to you, babe. I'm talking to Dan. Have you had to just watch them just do their thing?
No, I don't mind just watching or just lying there, but usually they require some help. Yeah.
Okay.
There's
yeah.
a 1-2 involved.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's an ozil in there.
Yeah,
We're going
you need
anyway.
additional stimulation.
Raw.
Oh, you're right over there.
Rotted.
What is this? I really like this. This blender's got additional stimulation.
This friendship, you know.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm like, I guess this is a
I
conversation.
love your friendship.
We need to ask.
We all need friendships
We
like
need,
this.
we need to ask really another 9 more people to get like the ratio.
Yeah, I think you'd have to ask several other girls, because I can't speak for everyone, but
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Have a good day. I'll speak to you later.
alright, bye.
Bye.
Man. What an outrageous friendship, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
We need answers. Now.
I'm getting the answer now. What's going on?
Say the first time. Do you know what? Yeah, that's mad. That's
Nah,
fucked.
she's cool, man. She's cool. I think that like
sees
you know
it.
what it is. Do you know what it is? Yeah, even though she's not a representative of every woman, like it's funny to just get a female's perspective on certain things, innit? So just to hear that, because I just would have thought that was just a guy thing that we do. I would never have thought that was all. But there's loads of things. Yeah. Do you know what? And forget just the woman thing. There's just enough things that have happened in my life that I just thought was just me, and that maybe there was a problem with me or whatever. And when we've been here and had the conversation, and you've told me you've done it or you know someone, then I'm like, rah, okay,
we're all,
then
you feel better, innit?
Which is same battles.
Do you know what's so mad though? With the whole sex thing though, if I'm not into the girl, it's just about I want to just do my thing and roll like I used to do back in the day. Like my thought process has never even gone to that part of does a woman go through them problems? Because I'm just too busy thinking about me. It's only when I've got someone that I'm having good sex with where I begin to take a look at them a lot more, and I think to myself, I want to make sure that they.
You want to play?
See, when I like a girl, or I'm in a relationship, I want to know everything. Not like your. I want to know what you really like. I want to know. Obviously, I want to try to figure it out, but I want to just see if I could just clock this whole thing and then take it to a different place because I like you like that. Do you get me? But
that sounds like
if I
Mario, boy.
Yeah.
I want to know your name.
Nah, it's right.
But, yeah. I want to
set
set new levels. That's what I want to do. But if I like, if you don't like someone like that, then it's just kind of like, well, boy, I just need to get my thing, and then whatever happens after that happens. Do you get me? But I've never been in a situation where a girl every night afterwards has wanted to just relieve herself on the other side of the bed.
It's shameless. That is shameless.
It's
You still got to do a proper job though.
As in, she's not even hiding it.
You can't do
Well, if the guy is shit, then can you blame her?
But
I
maybe
don't
it's
know
not
who to blame,
maybe
man.
it's
I don't
not
know who
about.
to
But
blame.
maybe it's not about him being shit though. Maybe
They're
there's
not
just a
compatible.
certain thing.
Maybe, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
They're just not compatible. It's
Yeah.
alright, you know like when certain relationships break down with two good people, you think, fuck it, no, you're great, but in a relationship it's a whole different situation. They're just not able to get along as two people. And sex is the same thing. I know people that don't get along, but in the bedroom it's a mad thing because that's where they can connect, whereas just in everyday life they can't. So yeah,
Could a relationship like that last?
No,
I don't think so. I think
If you had a massive a sick sexual connection that was just on a different level, but the other stuff just wasn't there.
the thing is, out of 24 hours, you're only having sex one.
Wouldn't be enough for me.
Yeah.
no, I don't think that's enough for anyone.
Nah, for no one.
I don't think so either. But
It's not enough for anyone. That's just not
Those
healthy.
relationships have expiry dates. I think
What?
if you're gonna have like your person, then you gotta keep quite a close eye on them, innit? Because realistically, you gotta know what they like sexually and just every day, innit? Like their personality, what kind of makes them tick. You've got to keep quite a close eye. And remember, we're all still growing. We're still relatively young, so we're not gonna be the same person in 20 years. So you gotta always keep a close eye on that person because you share the same bed with that person, all of that. So you gotta make sure you rein them in. And
I'd rather it the other way around. I'd rather have a sick relationship with them, like personally, and getting to know
I'd
them.
rather not have any of that.
Having-
I'd rather not have any of. Do you know what it is? Yeah, I just feel like.
speaking, poet.
But hypothetically speaking, don't put yourself in a situation where your
You
frame
can't
of mind even thinks
hypothetically
that.
speak around poet.
Yeah,
bro.
you
Can't. I'm saying, what do you want in life? My life's about what you
don't line
want.
up, innit?
It's true. You can make jokes, but it's about what you want in life. What you don't want in life is not a conversation you should be even having, fam. Like that's what I want in life. If it's not that, there is no plan B.
But is it a constant?
What's
Because
that?
or does what we want change?
Exactly, but you need to know the answer. I just think in life we need to know some of the answers to the questions that are very important to us. So even when it comes to our partner, their questions are going to keep changing. We got to try and figure out the answers. Otherwise, we're going to get to a point where me and you we're not compatible. I don't know what you want no more.
I think this
So we
world's
need to
just-
sort of know some of the
life's
answers.
too complex because sometimes
It's not
I
complex.
want that, but then over time, even over an hour, I might decide
It's
I
not
want
complex
that.
for you.
But that's not
But
complex.
even just
though.
look, you know what? You can simplify it by going back to the bashing thing. You start.
Fuck off,
You
man.
start on, you know,
look at
Lisa
this.
Ann. You might be on the MILF thing, whatever it is. 10 tabs later, you're in a different universe, bruv. Like your journey, your porn journey.
Yeah, but
is
Dan, that
taking
sounds
you-
like something consistent to you. So therefore, that is normal, and I understand that. That's why life is very simple. And if a woman comes into your world and she knows that's what you're about, that's the simple thing for her. Her trying to change it because of her last partner, that's when life gets complex.
Yeah.
If you appreciate the individual for who they are and say, I like these qualities about you, you can brush that up a bit, but on a whole, you're a good person. This is who I am. That is how you have all the wonders of life. So when you get with people and you're like, fucking hell, they're so buff, but I don't like this thing, I want to get rid of it, but that's not even something that has anything to do with you. That's when you have all these
I'm
problems.
I'm really confused at what you two was disagreeing about because I don't.
I think we're agreeing.
We're all agreeing.
They are agreeing.
I think we're agreeing. We're just
Oh, so what
we're
was the
arguing
hi-
about agreeing. Here.
No, we're just talking.
Oh no,
Callum, you're white. You got no
That's why I was
culture.
quiet because I didn't know what was going.
Yeah, we're saying-
You
yeah,
said
we're
you'd rather have something. You said you'd rather have none of that.
because
I didn't.
No, because he's saying hypothetically speaking, I'd rather have a great relationship here but a poor sex life, and I'm saying,
Oh, okay.
Nah,
fuck
not a
that.
poor sex life.
But if it's not great, it's poor. Because it's
No.
fam.
It's not-
For
I,
me,
I might be with you
for
on
me,
that one.
do you know where I'm coming
still,
from?
yeah.
Like my sex life with the mother of my kids is great. So that means even if we do a quickie or if we do like it's just
So
amazing.
there's no
fam.
good in sex.
Exactly.
No, because for me, I need to have a great sex life. Great. That means over the course of a season,
you
if
can't have
Arsenal
a-
play
can you not
great,
have a good
we
sex
don't. We
life?
can still lose.
I don't even
I don't
know who I
mind
am
that
anymore.
But
Can you not
overall,
have a
this
good
shit's
sex
great.
life? I'm asking a
My
genuine
sex
question.
me,
drive
from
has
my
has
relationship.
Can you have a good sex life?
In my relationship with
Yeah.
my partner,
Yeah.
no, we have to work towards great.
Yeah, okay, you have to work towards great, but can you have good?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I see
The
potential,
base is good.
Okay.
if I see the potential,
Alright, okay.
Can
I'm
you keep?
excited.
Can you keep great for long periods of time?
What do you mean great?
Great.
No, but remember, greatness isn't one particular thing.
Greatness
There's
changes, don't it?
changes.
I don't
Greatness
know.
only.
As
Like,
in, you see, like when it's great,
oh,
can it still be great after 10 years?
is your life great now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you reckon it's gonna get better?
yeah.
Exactly, and that's how your sex life should be. Like my sex life was great at the start, and then I thought, oh,
But
we've
is it
done
gonna
so much.
change?
Change? We
My
all
life
changed.
will change.
My life is not
we changed
great right now.
countries. We went mad with it.
Yeah, but
Mad with it.
It depends
was
on what's great to you.
exactly.
Yeah.
I like Chucky.
Yeah, but you said
Yeah.
you don't mind good.
You were so proud of yourself when you said that.
No, but
It's good, great. It's good, great.
What you're saying, it makes sense, but in the same way, it makes no sense.
It's good, great.
That's
It's
a
good, great.
different question.
Yeah.
Alright,
That's
it's
a
good,
different
great for you.
question, poet.
Let me
No,
let
John,
me
I'm
touch-
asking that because I said greatness, and then that's why he paused, and now he's fought for about 10 minutes, and he said, "Here's my comeback." Because if it's great, it's great.
No, this is tennis.
It was
great.
just on
Different
his face
question.
as well.
Tennis,
God.
the ball's gone out. Now it's flat. You went and got a new ball.
God.